We took her to the vet, the fucking vet tech, or no, we took her to the groomer to get her nails done or clipped, and the lady, she was bizarre, by the way, really bizarre. She was like flicking her nipples, like
weird.
Was she
like
flicking
like
her
this.
lady balls?
No, she was just going like this. With her nipples
While she
like
was
this.
trying to bathe your dog.
No, she just needed a nail clipping, and she was going like this with her boobs.
Maybe it calms them down.
Yeah,
No,
calm me
she's
down,
like,
too.
why are these? She's like, why are these nipples so big? Did she just have puppies? But apparently, those dogs have like false, I don't know,
False nipples?
false delivery, or I forget what it's called.
False
but
pregnancies?
yeah, where their body thinks that they're
Pregnant?
going- yeah,
Yeah.
so
This is a fucked up dog.
What the fuck is happening?
it is.
And
that's why
welcome
we-
to
she's
Shoot
adopted.
the Mic, episode 28.
28.
Are we on episode 28?
Yeah, 28.
I was just guessing. Hell yeah.
28. We got no guests today.
Thank God.
We are the guests.
We
Yeah.
are the guests.
The main stars.
We are the host. Oh, we do have a guest.
Christopher McDonough.
He is fresh from China.
The boat, fresh off the boat.
Yeah.
That's fresh from somewhere in the Pacific.
Oh yeah, fresh from the island himself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Aloha.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you say aloha in Chinese?
say aloha. Fucking asshole.
We all know.
That was like a trick question.
How was Hawaii?
He thought
It was
about
good.
What'd you bring us back?
Kate's actually got it, so
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I ruined the surprise. Sorry, guys.
yeah, you guys fucked it.
Yeah, what is it?
I can't say,
You can.
but
It
Better not
be
be a
gonorrhea
fucking
again.
pineapple.
no, that's like lame.
It's
Dude.
a coconut,
It's a
dude.
bottle
Come
of
on.
Dole Whip.
Yeah.
Hawaii
That's
fucking
lame.
keychains.
That's,
Yeah.
that's lame too.
Yeah.
But no, it was great. We freaking haven't traveled in a while because just haven't been in a position to. We fucking missed our flights. That was great.
Whose fault was that?
Mine.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I assumed it. I didn't think it was hers.
No.
Why don't
it
you guys
was,
fly to John Wayne?
Hawaiian Airlines? Her dad's in the travel industry. I'll just leave it at the blanket it like
They
that.
don't fly out of.
And they don't. Whichever industry, whatever method he used to book for us, they fly out of Long Beach,
Oh.
which was Hawaiian Airlines.
Don't you live in like Irvine area?
No, Costa Mesa. So we
Right
should
next to
have.
John Wayne.
Yeah,
Yeah, but, like I was like, Long Beach isn't that far.
it's
You
not.
should have
but
told me. You could have stayed the night at my house.
Yeah, how'd you miss your flight? Give us that story.
so it was. We were freaking
You.
leaving.
Not we, you.
We were leaving. We were leaving. Since we were there for Kate's actually still in Hawaii because she was spending longer time with her family. We ended up fucking leaving at a decent time. Fucking going through fast track on the 405 toll road. For some weird fucking reason, I end up exiting before the 22, before all that merge happens. I'm like, fuck. And didn't think anything of it. Then Kate's like reading on the phone and she's like, oh shit, bag check closes in about like 20-ish minutes.
Aren't you supposed to get to the airport like 2 hours ahead of time?
If you're doing international, yes. Domestic, it's about an hour.
And you guys got there 15 minutes before.
Your flight
We got
leaves?
there. No, we got there actually 30 or 45 minutes before, but they needed us to check in a bag within this weird window. So we fucking missed that. We were sitting there kind of complaining, going back and forth about, hey, what can we do? Long story short, we fucking had to take everything out of her bag, out of her luggage bag, stuff it into my carry-on, find a carry-on for her, stuff some stuff in my backpack, in her backpack, run through the gate, and people are letting us through. That was fucking awesome.
What'd you guys do with her luggage that you took everything out of?
Thankfully, we valeted the car, and we just went to valet and said, hey, and they're like, we got you. We fucking run to the gate.
Damn, so
and-
you fucked up the trip for your wife.
Yeah, but then we fixed it. We fixed it. And then we...
I mean, half her clothes stayed behind.
No, actually, she wanted to pack because she knew that. Thankfully, we got most of her things into my carry-on and shit. But we packed. She wanted to bring her suitcase because her family brings her stuff. So she's like got a bunch of like certain things that she misses from Australia and New Zealand that her family brought. But we run to the fucking gate, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, we closed the door 20 minutes early of the plane."
No way. What's the real story?
That's literally it.
No,
And
come
she was
on.
she was a flight attendant for many years, for like over 6 or 7 years.
Same airlines.
No, different. New Zealand, Air New Zealand. And she was like, "Hey, like, you guys are, you guys permit." Like, she pushed, and once the doors close, I mean, it's fucking closed, right? They're not opening it. And then I never seen her that, upset. And then we go.
Made your poor wife cry.
She was like, it wasn't crying, but it was like borderline. Like, I've never seen her that upset. And I was like, "Fuck, we need to make this happen today." So we go out. I take a dump because I made a really bad decision of eating Spadero tacos the night before.
Was the burrito?
Whatever it was. It was
I still have the picture.
which was really crazy. And then she's like, "We got to go." And I was like, "What?" Long story short is I bought an extra set of tickets to fly out there. So thankfully,
Did
we were
Hawaiian
able-
Airlines reimburse you?
no.
Really?
No. So,
Even though they closed the gate 20 minutes early?
yeah, it's on us. So whatever method that her father used to purchase our tickets were refundable. So she got them back. We got on a plane 2 or 3 hours behind schedule, but we got on a plane and it was fucking
So
amazing
he was
after that.
reimbursed, but you weren't reimbursed.
Yeah, because he essentially booked everything for us.
Gotcha.
So he hooked us up.
Damn.
He
What
set
the
us
hell,
up.
fucking father-in-law? Get on that shit, dog.
Yeah. I mean, it was 1 o'clock in the morning for him because he was still traveling there, but
Shit.
No wonder she's still in Hawaii. She's like,
Yeah.
"Fuck you, I'm staying here. Go home."
yeah. Well, I mean, that's the point. That was the whole point. Yeah, that was the whole point. And plus, I wanted to come back here to you guys, so
Don't lie to us.
Oh yeah, she forced you to come home.
she's like,
Yeah,
"You better
she's
get
like,
back
"Go
on that
home."
plane."
She's like, "Oh, guess what? Your flight leaves tomorrow.
So what?
Don't miss it.
Don't miss it."
What island were you on? On the
We
big
were
island?
on Oahu.
Oahu.
Did
Was
you
it
go
the
surfing?
was it the party island or?
Yeah.
I've never been, but I heard there's like party
So-
islands, and I heard there's like old people
I've
islands.
never been either.
So the way that, so it's like tourist versus like more lax, right? Like, obviously Oahu has Waikiki, which is like a city center where there's lots of fucking resorts and blah blah blah. The other islands obviously have that too, but you mainly go for like scenery and just R&R. And there are resorts, but I think it's not as condensed as Waikiki is.
So what was your island?
We went to Oahu.
And what's there?
A little bit of everything. So we so there's like the North Shore is there, right, where all the fucking
Big wave surfers are?
correct. South Island was pretty cool. Diamond Head. The Disney Resort is there on the west side of the island, which we didn't go to. But dude, there's so much to do there. I think 7 days is about perfect. 5 to 7 days is about perfect for
How was
anybody that wants to do that.
Pearl Harbor?
Oh, dude, that was. So I got to tell you, so we went there. It was hot as fuck, by the way, there, as it was here, right?
Is it hot and humid or just hot?
It was,
It
hot,
was-
it was hot that day too.
It was super hot that day. So
yeah,
it was.
yeah. Back then it was hot when you guys were fucking bombing.
Dude, she was fucking giving me. She
Did
was
you-
giving me shit the whole entire time. I wanted to record it and send it to you guys. She was like, "Yeah, this is all your guys is doing." Like, but I don't know. It felt good to know that. I don't
Felt
know.
wrong to be there. It should
Yeah,
have.
yeah,
You
absolutely.
guys rented a car?
We did.
What kind
Yeah.
of car?
We rented a nice car, an Audi SQ5.
Damn.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I didn't crash that one, by the way.
Yeah,
She
right.
let, you, she let you
You got
drive
the
it?
Yeah, I was driving the whole time. I was driving the whole time.
God.
But no, we went to Pearl Harbor, I think Friday, but we went into the submarine and there was like a family, and then the mom, of course, was wearing like the shortest shorts, and they're like in front of us, so it kind of like distracted like us because Kate and I were like literally like her bits are about to like hang out of these shorts, and then like I don't know if any of you guys have been in a submarine before, but every like 20 feet, there's obviously like some sort of closeout, and you have to like lift your leg really high to like.
No,
you have to
I was
kick your
born
leg up.
here, so
But you have to kick your leg up. Fucking asshole. Fucking dickless asshole. Freaking. You have to kick your legs up, and then like this woman was like, her shit was like literally hanging out of her shorts.
I
So
get
we're
that a
kinda
lot. 'Cause
distracted
I have
by
those same times.
Yeah,
when
you
I
have that too, right?
Yeah, I wear such
Long
short
bits.
shorts where I'm like, well,
I'm having flashbacks to the hot dogger photo shoot.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
It's got the long bit syndrome, where your bits are just hanging out.
Poor Nikki was like, can you put your balls away?
That's hilarious.
that was funny.
Oh,
Hot
that's my
dog shoot.
wiener.
Sam, your balls hanging out.
Did he really say that? Is that some bubble gum right there,
He
Sam?
was all nervous. He was like, "Sam, Sam,
Can you put that
your
away?
balls hanging out.
Are you serious?
Your hot dogs hanging out.
That's
Put a
fucking
rodent in
hilarious.
there.
That's hilarious.
Because he had one leg up on the fucking chair or something.
He's like, can
Like,
you pick your balls?
But yeah, to sum that up, we went to North Shore the first full day that we went there, which is fucking beautiful and amazing. We went to a place called Sharks Cove, Turtle Bay.
See any
and
sharks or turtles?
We did see turtles in this place called Sharks Cove, which we were like snorkeling, and there's like a reef and things like
You
that.
saw turtles in Sharks Cove and then sharks in Turtle Bay.
Didn't see any sharks in Turtle Bay. I wish though, but
See any sharks?
no sharks, just turtles. Just a turtle and lots of fucking fish and
You see
aquatic
Nemo?
life. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, or fish that actually look like Nemo.
Clownfish, yes.
Yeah, but no, it was pretty great. I honestly, that first day we fucking got in a car whenever we saw a beach that we liked. We fucking got out and spent about an hour there. Got back in the car. We saw something that we wanted to eat or try. We fucking ate and
What was
just
the
kept
best
on.
meal you ate?
Dude, this braised brisket.
You love brisket, don't you?
I do. I fucking love a good brisket. Braised brisket with just rice and mac salad. It was freaking phenomenal. And then Kate got this Loco Moco with spam musubi and Portuguese sausage. Fucking great.
How was the gravy?
The gravy was great.
I
Really
love
great.
I love a good gravy.
It was super good. But fucking, of course, like eating that is like thick as fuck, like heavy, right?
Then you need a nap afterwards.
Yeah, we'd go find a beach and we'd go fucking hang out at the beach. But dude, so much good food there. I don't know, I don't know how people can do it there. But then we were like walking around. I was like, why is everyone so thick? And then you're like looking at like everything you're eating, and it's like,
So you're eating gravy and macaroni salad.
yeah, you're eating
fucking
carbs and carbs.
Every
and
food they
fat.
have has got to be imported.
Yeah, yeah. But
You got to even out with some fucking fresh fish, right?
Yeah, seriously.
fucking everything there is so good. Even the fucking pineapple that they were serving us like at our breakfast lunch or our breakfast buffet that we had here was like, it looked like shit, but it was like the sweetest pineapple that
Did
you'll
you go
ever
to
have.
the Dole Farms?
Yes, we did. We just went there just to say that we went there, like we didn't do any attractions or
See the
anything.
pineapple trees?
How do pineapples grow?
On the fucking ground, dude. I was like,
Fucking
what
ground.
the fuck? She's like, look, there's a pineapple. And I was like, that's not, and I was like, oh yeah, that is a pineapple. But it's fucking weird. It's like it grows inverted from the ground.
It's weird.
It's super weird. But yeah, that was the first thing. And then, yeah, we were there for like 20 or 30 minutes. I did a little bit of work because something happened. And yeah, it was good. It was great. It's fucking,
Can you stop playing
I'm
footsie with me under
sorry.
the
I
table?
just miss you.
God
I
damn
just
it.
miss you. But I recommend
File a fucking suit.
everybody go there. But the best part of the island is probably going to be the east kind of south side of the island. But yeah, man, if you love beaches and you just need to get away, like that's honestly fucking.
My dream destination is still Fiji because it's a third world country, so I can definitely go there and be a rich man. And so there's still beaches, you know?
But so Kate's dad actually used to live in Fiji, and he had some role in Fiji Airways or Airlines or whatever the fuck they're called. But they lived in Fiji for a while, and I thought the same too until you hear like things and you're just like, whoa, like never. Like after meeting Kate, like I used to enjoy drinking Fiji water, and now I don't because of like just like the shit that you hear that happens there culturally,
Let
like
us
as a
hear it.
country. No, I don't want to say. It's just, I'm not
Aaron
trying
drinks
to-
Fiji water all the time.
I just wouldn't. It sounds like
Tell
it
me
just,
why.
It just sounds like it's fucking from a spigot.
Really?
Like, yeah,
Why does it taste so good?
So it was Dasani water. People chug that shit up.
that shit's spigot water
I
too,
drink tap water.
Yeah.
dude. I got.
This episode is brought to you by Coffee Whipped. Guys, Coffee Whipped is a supporter of the podcast and our shop. It keeps us fueled all day long, especially my guys. And you know how busy we get. But their Dalgona coffee is amazing. And if you really want some extra boost, their Viet coffee will get you going. We love their breakfast sandwiches. We eat them here almost every day in the shop. Right here locally in Huntington Beach, California. They support our podcast and we love it. Make sure you guys visit at @coffeewhipped_. That's at @coffeewhipped_, or hit the link in the description below.
There's a funny water story. So there's this we went to this place called
This in Hawaii?
Yeah, in Hawaii.
Okay.
So last story I'll tell you about this. So the poke, we tried the poke from a place called Farmland, which is like Whole Foods or like Trader Joe's, like their version. But there's a more prestige version of that store called Farmland or Foodland Farms is what it's called. Sorry, blah. But super nice. Looks like fucking Whole Foods, but just Hawaiian version. But grab our food, grab our poke and all that stuff. We check out. They had this water called Diamond Head water, and I was like, fuck yeah, I'm going to support fucking Hawaii and get this shit. Fucking label looked like if like Sam took it with his iPhone and slapped it on a fucking on a label. We're fucking eating our food, and I'm like trying to figure out what the source of this water's from. Like, and it's like proudly bottled by Coca-Cola. I got it. Totally just got
Hecho in Mexico.
yeah. And fucking Kate's like, how do you feel about that? And I just like totally like, you know?
No,
But
it
yeah,
happens.
Yeah. So to your point, you know, just coming back around,
Yeah.
Fiji water.
Fiji
Tap
water.
water.
Does fucking Food for Less still exist? Do you guys ever
Yes.
shop at Food for Less?
Do I ever shop there?
Very little of them.
It's very few, right? They're
yeah.
big where I was growing up.
They're like a Ralph's.
Kinda. They're like a Winco. Winco and Food for Less,
Yeah.
very close.
I think
together.
Ralph's owns Food for Less.
Yeah.
Do
yeah.
they?
Yeah, they have a bunch of Kroger stuff in there, right?
Ralph's is like the mother brand, I
Sure.
guess. Yeah.
Kroger is actually.
Pavilion.
Oh,
Yes.
Kroger, yeah.
Yeah.
Or Kroger's or dairy.
Because Winco's the
I'm not sure.
another type
Kroger's
of
or
like,
dairy. My buddy Julian does work at their dairy. So
Yeah,
they're the
Winco's
cleanest
like
dairy of
Costco.
all.
Well, no, Kroger owns a dairy, but Kroger is the main parent
Yeah,
company.
there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Kroger Dairy, from what my buddy tells me, is the cleanest dairy of them all.
What makes it clean?
The
Their
pasteurization.
No, just their facility. They actually keep their shit clean.
Oh.
Like you guys don't want to hear, but like all the other dairies he works at, he said,
Well,
like,
because
their
a
shit's
lot
disgusting.
of milk and shit is like, you get like pus and blood and like
Yeah.
all kinds of
Yeah,
other shit in
yeah,
the milk.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like it's not just milk half the time. Like,
No,
it's,
for sure.
It's still from a tit.
But it's okay because they boil it all.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But he
Nice.
said Kroger's the best, the cleanest, most sanitary dairies of them
Give me the
all.
milk from the tit, dude. Pus, blood, and all.
Yeah. You want some of my milk?
No, fortunately,
Hell no, that's caged up milk.
no free reign.
Gross.
Oh,
cool,
man.
though.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the? I didn't watch it, but I watched just all the highlights because I knew it was gonna all come on. The fucking debate last night.
Absolutely not.
So I caught like the last 30 minutes of it, and then I went back and watched like the beginning of it, and then I caught clips and shit. It's what you expected, I guess.
It's what you expected, but it still like pissed me off because like you knew they were gonna side with her. Like it's a given, you know, and that's what even he was saying. And so watching all the clips, I just really couldn't fathom how much they were like siding with her and helping her out, and they kept grilling him and fucking fact checking him, and I'm just like,
They both were avoiding all the fucking questions.
That's their way around of not answering shit. Is
Yeah, they weren't. Yeah.
Did you guys see fucking one of the representatives?
Did you hear that she said she's not coming after our guns?
yeah,
Yeah,
She's
liar.
like, me and whoever own guns, we're not coming after your guns.
stupid. Her and
Bullshit.
Waltz own guns
Yeah.
allegedly,
Bullshit.
so they're
There-
not coming after our
There
guns.
was
Trying
some
to
fucking rep in Congress who was talking about how the fucking the government in America is nothing but political theater. Did you
Yeah.
see his big outburst
Uh-uh.
in Congress? He basically just like tore down everything that the American government is. He's like, it's literally all bullshit. It's just posturing and political theater. We're gonna have another fucking like horrible epidemic in November. Just wait. If we're good, it may be. Wait till June or July. He's like, just wait. I bet it'll happen again next year. He's like, it's just nothing but a cycle that just happens all the time. He's like, we got to stop it. Like, just like one of
no,
those
for
things
sure,
where-
because
Cool.
Congress, they're going to just get more power over us, and it's what happens.
Yeah.
You know, oh, you guys can't control it. Don't worry, we're here for you. We'll decide all this shit.
Me and Chris were talking about this earlier, and what did your father-in-law say?
Oh well, he was. So we were eating dinner like last night, or the last night we were there, and it was like, so how does? Because the company that he represents is an American company, and like, how does this election or whoever wins, how does it like impact your business or what it does, or you know, the direction of XYZ that's happening in your business? And he's like, well, you know, Kamala would be the best choice, and he got into it. I'm not gonna fucking bore you guys out with that, but hearing then like how he sees things like outside, like from Australia, which is a communist country. Just kidding.
Close.
Third world?
I mean, I joke around about it a lot because you hear like their laws and shit. I was like, that's fuck communist as
Yeah,
fuck.
it's a lot.
Reminds you of the motherland?
Definitely. Definitely. Sounds like home.
Yeah.
But no, it was just interesting to hear what he said. He was like, in a nutshell, like, you know, power, right? Whoever gets elected, I don't want to say what he said because, you it's his opinion, and I don't want anybody to fucking hate on it. But
Sorry.
we don't need.
I didn't mean to put it in my
No, you're all good. We don't need the criticism from it.
Well,
whether
no
if
one
it's-
knows her fucking dad.
Yeah,
So
but I'm just saying. I mean, it's not hard for anyone to go look, but
Hey, give the man his peace, bro.
like, Jesus Christ.
Fucking relax. Give the man his peace.
Fucking
Jesus.
you never know, though.
God,
you never
is he
know.
a fucking 007 agent? Or
You
what?
never, dude. You never know. You never know.
Keyboard
So-
warriors, dude. They'll find
Yeah,
anything.
Hostile
her dad
podcast
is wears big pants at a big company, so that's why I'm trying to not
Yeah,
disclose it.
I got you.
But he pretty much just said like it's just power, but injecting this person into. I mean, you guys will figure it out based off what I'm saying, anyways. So I know you guys are smart enough. Based off of him or her getting into office, it's just injecting power and their family into the office, similar to how the Rothschilds are and things like that. It's just like creating another huge legacy, right, of people who don't really need to have that much power.
Yeah.
It's like, why don't we elect someone who is more at the macro level of things, who see things, who can probably come out with unconventional like policies that could possibly help us out, right? Yeah. Honestly, if I were to choose between like
Oh, God.
I'm saying like literally either one of you two, or
I was gonna say, don't
Or-
pick your opponent right
or
now.
no.
I want people
or
to hate
Newsom.
you.
Oh no, or Newsom. Guess who the fuck I'm gonna pick? One or two, either one of you two, because I know that you guys are in the grit. You guys fucking see things from my perspective.
So it's like the 1% that rules the
Yeah,
99.
but that's kind of like RFK, and guess what happened? He didn't last.
Yeah, he got
He's-
punted.
He's got no backing, so
got
any
punted.
one of these guys would never make it, just like RFK never make it. Shut that shit down right away. He has no backing. He's got no money, and the left just
All
fucking.
About money.
Yeah.
And it fucking sucks because that's, technically nobody fucking has a chance unless you're in this elite circle, which he knows, right? He brought it up in the sense of like, hey, but like there's this, but it just sucks because I think we're this country that's so large where something like that could be factual. Do you know what I mean? Even as a governor for our state, right? It's like elite will always continue to pick elite, and just wondering when that would end. But it was,
I doubt it will.
but it was interesting to hear that.
And I think
from an
that's why
outside
people
perspective.
chose Trump when they did, because it was kind of like, cool, no one has power over this guy. No one controls him. He's a fucking billionaire.
Yeah.
Like, say what he wants, do what he wants. And the people were finally like, yeah, this is our guy. This is our guy that's not controlled by fucking government or big companies or big brother. Like, he's going to do what he fucking wants to do. And that's why people like Trump, aside from whatever, what shit he says, who cares?
Yeah.
Just overall, like, they were like finally a breath of fresh air from fucking, the fucking leftist bullshit. This is somebody that's going to, he's in it for America,
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously then that does not sway my opinion or my perspective. Like I'm very much like Justin, right? Like I'm like these candidates, but kind of I lean a little bit
Sitting in
in the middle
Justin's
towards
seat.
right. But no.
I know,
Like,
chill,
that's
bro.
one thing. That's one thing that where Justin and I like always like kind of see eye to eye on. Like he articulates it really, really well, and like that's my opinion is the same as his. But yeah,
So
I think
who are
it's-
you voting for?
Trump. I mean between the.
I think
Between the
it'll
two.
definitely be less of a race. I think it'll definitely be more of a vote of like the devil you know versus the devil you don't. A lot of people feel
Exactly.
like, I don't know. I think Kamala kind of fucked herself by just being in her general day-to-day experiences with the public and like her interviews and all that shit, just being overall kind of uneducated and sounding uneducated and sounding like she diverts questions so shittily. At least Trump will kind of make some grandiose gesture and all those fucking things, like do a little bit of magic in front of my face to make me forget what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
She'll laugh.
Kamala's just like, so what you were saying is a separate question, and I'm like, okay, bitch, fucking, hey, shiny over here,
Yeah.
pay attention for a second.
Yeah.
Did you catch the part where they asked about like I think it was like race or something like that, and he's like,
Oh,
She
yeah.
said she was black. She's not. Then she said she wasn't black.
He's
like,
like,
I don't care
yeah.
either way.
He's like, I don't care, whatever. He's like, I was just reading that she said she was Indian, and then now she says she was black.
Yeah.
He goes, I really don't care what she is, but it was just funny that I read in different instances. Now she changes, and it's okay. Do what she wants. You
And
know?
then she like called him out for like trying to prosecute the death penalty for some kids or something like that in New York. He's like, they pled guilty like to killing someone. Like, yes, I was trying to get them. I was going for the death penalty for him.
She's just so fucking dumb. Like, oh my god, like it's unreal. It's fucking unreal. And if you learn like how she got her job and who she was blowing to get in there, like it's just wild that we allow this. That we, you know what I'm saying? But I think the biggest laughing stock is, you know, obviously, and I said this on the last podcast, where, you know, the economy was great under Joe Biden. You know, it's amazing. Jobs are up, blah, blah, blah. All
She's
this
gonna
stuff.
fix it.
Yeah, it was great, but now she's going to fix everything that's wrong. Like, wait a minute. I thought we're living in dreamland right now.
Yeah.
So she's kind of making herself look stupid, and it's good that a lot of people are pointing that out. But
it's funny because kind of looking at it, where with Trump and Biden, Instagram was such a hindrance to his race because there was so much information of how shitty he was. Now there's so much information about how shitty Kamala is that it's actually kind of winning him the race.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of interesting how like now the overextent of information people get is actually is no longer hindering either side. Now it's actually kind of, there's just too much to put out there for either side to be like, oh, well, Kamala sucks and Trump sucks, but which one sucks the most?
Yeah, and I think the whole fact of like when he tried to get assassinated, like that whole like, dude, fuck.
He didn't try to get assassinated. He got attempted
No,
assassination.
not
Tried to assassinate him.
no. Someone tried to assassinate
Yeah.
him, but that whole case, case with the fucking the director of the CIA and all that shit, like
the Secret Service.
it was just like they were.
She
I don't
stepped
know,
down, didn't she?
Yeah, it just sounded like they were trying to set him up.
Yeah, it's
like,
so funny. I was just talking to my chick about this recently. I was talking about how like we experience it when it comes to like the DOJ. We experience it when it comes to the ATF. We experience it when it comes to a lot of like government agencies. But it's funny to see that these people that are being put into positions of like director or like they're being put in positions of like head of certain agencies that have never spent any time doing anything that the people that run the agency have done. And they were just notable for one or two things they ever did, right? Like the gal who ran fucking the Secret Service for the period of time she did. I don't know if she ever had any tactical experience, you know? And she's running an organization that has sole jurisdiction over making sure the most important person in America is protected, right?
Yeah.
So like why? Why is that happening? ATF, somebody who from all cases and from everything we've seen has absolutely zero education. I'm sure he has education in alcohol and tobacco because it's the easiest thing to fucking understand. But firearms, he's basically someone's left nut when it comes to information on firearms. He's just dumber than shit, right? So it's just interesting that they're just like putting these people in place, but like, you don't know anything, but just go start changing stuff. Go ahead, have fun.
Yeah.
You know, and it's interesting to hear these people talk. They're like, well, if you read what I wrote, no, just tell me what you think, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I want to hear what your words. No, you got to read what I wrote. No, motherfucker, tell me to my face,
Dude, that fucking
what you said.
That irks me when like people are on their stand and they fucking
Yeah.
ask them just black
Fucking
and white
tell me
questions.
yes or no.
And yeah, they divert so
Like,
bad.
I get it. I understand the diversion tactics to make it to where you don't incriminate yourself and to where you don't lose your. Because like, it sucks too. Because like, if you're on the stand and you're getting questions that you know or you're gonna fuck up on, you're gonna be like, well, let me answer as politically as possible. It's like it's like how people answered like trans questions nowadays. It's like, well, tell me what the definition of what you're trying to tell me. Explain to me is like, tell me the definition. I can't.
Yeah, Sam, tell me the definition.
I'd rather not. But like these people will go like, no, I can't give you that answer. It's not necessarily what I said, but it's kind of the what I mean is this. But what I wrote down is this. So it's like what fucking either write in black and white. The biggest disservice to the American people when it comes to lawmaking, I think personally, is writing shit in goddamn legal gibberish. Okay? If you spoke it in plain fucking English, it said, you can have a brace. You cannot have a brace. You can own P80s. You cannot own P80s.
They were talking about this on the radio, how they make it like they write it so the normal everyday person cannot
Yeah,
understand.
I gotta pay a guy $1,000 an hour to figure out what I
Yeah.
can do when I wipe my
Yeah.
ass or not wipe my ass.
Yeah.
Which direction can I go? Is it front to back or back to front?
Do you think the fuckers that are like writing this laws or policy are like, yes, I get to spend another 100 hours fucking writing some shit that doesn't make sense and
Yeah.
flipping the fucking $1 million tab to
Yeah,
fucking write
dude.
this thing is?
I mean, you think about it. All these politicians, they make their entire career off of one or two policies that may get introduced into the actual law, right? So they write 100 policies, and over their entire 10, 15 career in that position, one policy gets in, and then they build their entire political career off the one policy that they actually put in place out of the 100 they made that never got anywhere.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden they're fucking political geniuses.
Yeah.
What are we running this shit off of? It's not even blind leading the blind now. Now I have some fucking dumb, deaf, and retarded kid that's just walking down the street. I'm just like, I guess I'll follow him.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, it doesn't make any sense.
It's wild. Fucking, yeah. And it's crazy. I've seen they said like, oh, the black community now is even more for Trump this time around because now they relate to him being in the judicial system and, constantly getting charges on you and fucking ran through the system.
Hold on. So,
We relate to my dog.
so they said, they're like, well, yeah, black people get in trouble, so they'll love Trump.
Yeah. I mean,
Basically what
yeah.
they said.
So they're like, yeah. They were literally like, we get ran through the system
fuck.
through all this shit.
They are
and, you know.
reaching for shit now.
Yeah.
Man, my boy, if Trump got some felonies, I'll over his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely
Yeah.
not. That's
It's-
crazy.
Sounds like
dude.
a Will Ferrell movie.
That would be pretty funny.
I think that is a Will Ferrell movie.
Has to be.
Yeah.
That's
it's
interesting,
great.
though.
I know which Will Ferrell movie you're talking about. The one with fucking what's his name?
Kevin Hart?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So were there
He's like,
detectives
get hard or
some shit?
something?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's trying to go to prison or some shit.
Yeah.
It's
That was a
just
funny
interesting.
movie.
I'm hoping the election goes well. I hope it's.
What do you mean by goes well though?
Like, what define goes well?
Goes well, meaning that people understand, like, if you vote, you vote. If you lost, you lost. Don't fucking burn shit down.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
That's what I mean
fair.
by goes well.
You mean democracy?
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you fucking lose, shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah.
And just wait the next
Yeah.
4 years and
That's-
then try again.
That's the shitty thing is like we fucking just even with like fucking like I was like, why the fuck are people posting photos of Taylor Swift and her fucking dumb cat?
Oh my god.
Yeah, what was
Or
that
a cat.
about?
It was just
I saw
it
someone
was
post
just
that.
her fucking
Cat Ladies for Kamala, I think is what
yeah
it was.
that or I don't know putting
Is that
herself
really what
on
it
a-
was?
Yeah.
Well, like
She-
idolizing
she
the stuff
basi-
that
yeah.
she's saying that
She basically
is
put out love for Kamala.
Yes.
And now it's kind of playing into the thing that, like with Taylor Swift, right? Other actresses and
It's
singers
fucking
and shit too.
wild.
It's like one of those things where I've always been a huge fan. If you were a person of influence, like an actor, like a singer, songwriter, artist,
Yeah,
whatever
that
it may
picture, the one in the top left.
that's literally it. That's what she posted.
I saw someone post that
And
today,
then
and I was
there
like,
was,
"What the
like-
fuck is this?"
There was like a large caption that you had to read through, and
Yeah.
it was pretty much her saying she's on Kamala's side.
Yes.
But now, like anyone that isn't emotionally like intelligent enough to fucking
Yeah.
read like what she's pushing for, is now just going to side with her because of that post.
It's the
Do
same.
you know what I mean?
Same thing for that kind of shit. Where it's like it's kind of political.
That's just my opinion on that.
Yeah,
by
it's
the way, like,
political
I'm not saying
warfare
everyone's
to a
that
degree.
dumb.
I was just talking to one of my buddies about this because we're watching some fucking video on YouTube, and this ad came up about people hating Scott Baugh because he doesn't like it. I don't give
And he's
shit
a
about
good
Scott.
human, by the way. I used to work with the dude.
I don't give a shit about. I don't give.
Yeah.
It's just happens to be who I saw
Yeah.
about. And he's like, well, this guy doesn't like abortion, so we're gonna fucking kick him right out of there. And I thought about it, and I was like, man, they should make it illegal to fucking make goddamn
Yeah.
commercials about fucking politicians.
Dude, fucking do it, or fucking what's that dipshit fucking? I've been getting hit with his ads. It's only I feel like one of you guys are like, haha, fuck you, Chris. But it's the guy that pressed for no gun shows, pretty much. The Asian guy who fucking got a DUI.
I don't know.
You'll have to look it up.
I think
Kevin.
I've seen what you're talking about.
But you'll see it a bunch of times now that I
Yeah.
fucking brought that up.
It's
but
the same
my
shit where
phone's
it's like,
listening.
yeah,
Yeah.
just like if they're coming up, if they have the money to push these kinds of fucking policies, dump that towards like things that can help other people. Like, why do I have to see ads? If I want to know who I want to vote for, I want to go look for the info. I don't want to be told who to vote for. And like, it's funny because people will look at that commercial and base their entire political opinion off of the fact that he doesn't like abortions rather than the other 40 fucking things that he stands for, right?
It's called marketing.
It's just fucking frustrating. They shouldn't be doing it to the form they're doing it now, because at this point they're just making it impossible to get accurate information, and they're just using propaganda is the right word for it.
Yes.
It's just propaganda for or against people's opponents. It's just fucking frustrating. I wish they would all just shut up and either get voted for or not. Like,
Well, how are people supposed to know what their policies are?
go fucking look for the info.
But
If you
who's going
wanna-
to do that?
Fucking educated people, for fuck's sake. I'll say this blatantly.
Not most
if you are a
people.
dumb motherfucker, you believe anything you see on any video ad that pops up on your feed. You are a dumb motherfucker. Do some research. Don't be a worthless piece of shit.
Vote for Sam.
Fuck.
But honestly, I'm glad that you bring that up, because that's my frustration as well. But I just internalize it, and then when I'm reminded of it, it fucking pisses me off.
I don't have that ability.
Yeah, but the thing is like, I mean, people are gonna believe what they hear and see on debates or these shorts or
Yeah.
like social media. And it's tough to fucking sway away from that, but right. But like, I think that I'd like to see more. I'd like to see more from each side, like banding together. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, when I caught the first tidbit of the fucking debate, it was cool to see Trump and Kamala shaking hands. It's fucking awesome, But then it's like, we're gonna
That
just
was
fucking
the first time they shook hands ever.
yeah.
You know
And
what they should do? They should make it required to have a fucking either Republican president and Democratic vice president, or vice versa. That'd be pretty good.
yeah,
That would be really cool.
That'd be very
What if they
interesting.
ran together?
yeah.
See?
Dang.
But
Oh, a couple kiss.
yeah,
That would bring everyone together, right?
It's just it's one of those things where no one side is absolutely right. Like I am definitely more of a right leaning guy than a left leaning guy, obviously. But I have left leaning views. I have right leaning views. I just like being left the fuck alone. I like being able to do what I want to fucking do. I like owning guns, and I like cheap gas. It's just one of those things. Now I lean more
And
right.
cheap milk and eggs.
Sound like a hippie.
Dude, it's one of those fucking things where just like, I don't want to be dragged into every fucking political conversation because somebody has an opinion that's not worth their salt. It's just, there's nothing there that I fucking give a shit about, like all these things about politics where I'm just like, okay, just run the country like you're an American, you live here. Just do that. Like, you want to be able to drive, you want to be able to live within your means and not be just taxed out the ass. Just fucking get rid of the IRS, get rid of the ATF, and have a good fucking day.
This episode is brought to you by Strike Industries, a longtime friend and supporter of Rap Supply. Guys, Strike Industries has been making high quality and affordable parts and accessories for all your firearm needs since 2010. Whether it's for your AR, AK, Glocks, SIGs, CZs, Strike's got your back. They've recently been making a name for themselves with their innovative products like the cable management system, which even got picked up by the U.S. Army. There's also fun stuff like AirTag holders so you don't lose your guns while traveling. Recently, we've seen a lot of chassis action coming from Strike, like their SMC Bravo, which is for the P320 FCU. Visit strikeindustries.com or hit the link in the description below.
It's super simple.
Yeah, I think where a majority of the issues come from is I think Congress needs to have term limits, because that's really where the majority of the problems stem from.
Every fucking political office needs a term limit.
Yeah, they just talked about who was it? Pelosi and somebody else. Was it Schumer? Something like how much they were worth when they went into office and how much they're worth right now. And they were like, how is that possible?
Yeah.
Making $175,000 a year.
insider trading, dog.
What's your guys' position on like?
Yeah. So
What's your guys' position on like age limits? Because I'm a huge fan of like if you are no longer
Joe Biden, you mean?
I mean anybody above 70. Call it 60.
60.
Yeah, 60 being in office. For
How old was Joe Biden?
Well over.
84.
Well over.
Oldest
For
sitting
two- for
Like
two
president.
he
reasons,
died
right?
3 years ago.
Yeah, pretty much. So like Joe Biden has absolutely nothing in common with me,
Yeah.
right? Like there's not a single thing that you could actually make to where we're both white guys. Hooray. But he has
There's, like, ice
no
cream.
understanding of how our generation is going to move forward or how we actually interact with the world because he's out of touch with that. So if
He's forgiving your debt, motherfucker.
Don't give a shit. I don't got no debt.
Your student loan
I
debt.
don't got no student. I didn't go to
Yeah,
college
hasn't
for a
forgiven
reason.
mine yet. I'm still
So,
trying.
yeah. It's one of those things like
Motherfucker.
if you can't make policies for a populace that you are no longer necessarily a part of.
No,
You know what I mean? It's just one of those things.
Preach, brother, preach.
Dude, it just fucking frustrates the shit out of me. Where I'm like, why
Sam
is a
for president. You should
dude?
run for
I'll go.
president, Sam.
Send it.
I'll vote for you.
I'll go tomorrow. Too young, technically. Too young.
Damn it.
Like 35 to 60 should be your maximum fucking age range. Like it just because after 60 you just lose touch with what the populace may be, where they're going, and kind of where the people are moving towards.
How do we vote that into law?
You can't. That's the whole problem.
I thought it's for the people, by the people.
It's fucking elitism, dog.
It is, and it's not. It never has been. I bet you it was when we first started as a country, but probably give it like
2 weeks.
20 years past that. I'll give it 20 years past that. I think it stopped. I think everything became about like, okay, well, how can I keep my family deeper and bigger roots in this country, and how can I
For
make
sure.
them richer? And
How do we keep the rich rich?
Yeah.
That's what
which
it is.
I'm
keep
all
it
Which is
for.
to Caitlin's dad's whole
For sure.
point.
Yeah.
His whole
but, like,
opinion, yeah.
The issue with that sucks too because I go so back and forth because I'm all for capitalism. I'm all for if you can make your money, make your money.
Yeah.
I was just listening to the guy that owns Starbucks get fucking reamed for being a millionaire, and he's like, yeah, because I built my company and I became a millionaire. I didn't start off this way, you fucking retards.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think we did? I became Mr. Starbuck and all of a sudden I made $1 million. Like, what is wrong with you?
He struggled.
Yeah, he
but I
made
f-
a company that thrived, survived, and did great.
I think that's what people forget to see because all they see is the success,
Yeah,
right?
they're
And
like, well, I want what that guy's got.
Yeah.
Didn't work for it, motherfucker. I was just
So lucky.
yeah. Like I got friends right now who one of his buddies is talking. And he was having a really hard fucking day, and he's like, I just don't know how I'm doing things right. Like the company's probably gonna shut down. I was like, yeah, go to work, motherfucker. 'Cause he takes a vacation a week, pretty much. Go to work, motherfucker. What are you doing? Yes, go to work. If you want your business to succeed, go to work. What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like if you have a
Push.
problem with it, figure it out.
Yeah, push.
But a lot of it now is just like, well, it's just hard. Papa, it's hard.
People are entitled.
It's just tough.
No, it's just
man.
people are fucking lazy. And I just feel like there's this sense of, oh,
Can I have
I'll
one
fucking
check?
online gamble or I'll fucking,
Just ballpark.
trade some fucking options or
Get TikTok famous.
TikTok famous, YouTube famous. Man, I can't believe how many fucking people want to become like the next influencer.
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
it's.
I get it.
You just gotta. Yeah, it's instant gratification.
Look at fucking Raul. He's our next.
Yeah,
influencer.
Raul's the fucking next influencer right here.
Hell no. When I came to this company, I didn't want to be in this role.
I remember actually. I remember
You
you be
know?
like, I don't want to be behind. I don't want to be in front of the camera. I just want to be behind it.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to utilize all you
Yeah, you
guys.
would- Now you're
All of
famous.
us.
You
Yeah.
do such a good job, though.
And then the
All
guys,
right, easy, Kevin. Fucking relax.
the guys just got like, first for a while they were like just super fucking busy, and I couldn't pull anybody,
Yeah.
and we had product to push, and then it was like we lost some people, and then when we did slow down, we barely had enough people, and I was like, fuck my life. I was like, fuck it.
Yep.
Didn't want to do this, but I got to do it, and just it is what it is, right? But that's why it's funny. Even Prado kid, what's his name?
Zach.
Yeah,
Jake.
Jake. He's like, oh, why aren't you in the YouTube videos? I was like, fuck no. I was like, I don't want to be in them. I was like, fucking Sam and Justin fucking do great. They're more knowledgeable, way more knowledgeable than me.
Which
I'm
Jake?
like-
Evil Jake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to be in YouTube videos, man. Like, I'm cool. Like, that's their platform.
It's interesting because it's definitely. I mean, like guys making money off of like Twitch and shit, and there's just so many
I
platforms.
totally
now that you
forgot
can
about that.
There's a lot of platforms you can make money off of now that there's like just send you money to do things.
You know what the poor thing is about like Twitch, or let's just use. I'm just using like casino streamers. Is that there are people out there who genuinely think that casino streamers like slot or gambler streamers like have that kind of fucking coin, but
I don't even know what you're talking about.
there's people. Well, you can watch people who are like gambling
Yeah.
like online.
Yeah.
where they're fucking betting big or betting small, whatever it is.
How do they make money?
The fucking casinos are bankrolling their starts. So like, let's just say there's some casino, there's
So
some
the casino gives me money.
yeah, and you just go and you fucking think of it. If I'm flipping through all the fucking different channels, and all I'm seeing is stake, which is an online casino.
Yeah.
Like, it's like market. It's like
It is
market
their
share.
version of marketing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's market share. But then you have these streamers who fucking have a big following, and the casinos will give them lots of money, and it's funny to watch them lose. Like
Yeah.
that's because they fucking.
It's
How do
definitely-
shows
these
much
people get
emotion-
the following?
just being great streamers, I
Yeah.
guess. Like just being themselves, right?
It's just interesting too, because like it's such a weird society I think we live in. Because like I think we all want to be millionaires realistically, but I think within reason, I think most of us would kind of get tired of having too much money and just start doing better shit with it. You
I just
but-
want to be comfortable.
Yeah, like it's not like I don't want to be greedy to the point where like I want to have so much money that I don't have to do any of it. I just want to be able to like live my life and be happy.
Yeah.
And not like worry too much about things like I'll work till I'm retired. Like
I want to be able to buy a house,
Yeah.
afford groceries,
Yeah.
go on vacation,
Yeah.
like the normal things in life.
Because there's a couple of like
Have a boat, maybe,
yeah, of like YouTubers and streamers that'll do it where they like 95% of their income they give away. It's like they just don't want that much money. They're just like, what the fuck am I gonna do with $50 million a year? Like, why the fuck would I? Which is cool. It's like it's one of those things where it's the world's so much less charity. It's so much more greed, which kind of sucks. But that's just a thing that just happens over time.
Survival of the fittest,
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with like taking away like a lot of like basic principles and standards and morals that from schools, like when you're young. Sounds my rant on this one. Them taking out all the baser principles of being like a good human being from like education from kindergarten up really does sway kids to not understand how to be good humans when they're adults because parents aren't doing it. Shitbag mom, shitbag dad, have shitbag kid. Shitbag kid can be good person with good leaders and role models in a school school format. But shitbag parents having shitbag kid with teachers that aren't allowed to teach good morals or morals that are in a kind of an atypical platform, just fucking have more shitbag people.
And now we're here.
The cycle begins anew, yeah. So it was which sucks because, and I know JB would argue with me on this one, it sucks because it did kind of directly correlate when they took God out of schools, right? Not that was the answer. I think they went from...
The morals that came along with
Yeah,
God.
I think they went from so far right, and then they said, fuck it, we're going to go all the way
Completely
left.
opposite.
So far
Yeah,
left.
Yeah.
rather than like being like, okay, let's stick in the middle. Let's say like you can be what you want to be.
You can
and
take God out of the equation and
Yeah.
still teach morals.
Yeah, you can be what you want to be, and we're okay with that. We're not going to cater to it, but we're okay with it. You can tell us what you are. I'm not going to fucking call you what I don't want to call you, but be a good person.
Jeez, I remember when we used to say the Pledge of Allegiance when school started,
Dude.
Fuck, now that shit's gone.
They don't do that shit anymore?
No.
No.
Your kids don't do that at all?
We used
Really?
to- yeah, when I was in middle school and elementary school, we used to read Bible stories just for like shits and giggles in like a public school. This is what they taught us. They just like taught us how to read on Bible
Yeah.
stories.
Well, and obviously now Newsom passed the thing that if like your fucking 8-year-old wants to be fucking trans, the school can hide it from you.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's just fucking, it's gone
Which,
crazy far left.
asking us first, two people that are married but don't have kids. If you were going to have kids, or are soon to be married, if you're
I'm not
going
married yet.
Yeah, sorry, soon to be married and married. If you were going to have kids, would you homeschool or would you put them in public school?
See?
Comes back to the money thing.
That's a tough one.
If you could afford it, right? If you had all the money in the world to make sure it happened, and then say Erin could be a good teacher, Erin is solid with teaching, and she felt comfortable with the curriculum and being able to do that for you guys. Would you homeschool them or would you put them in public school?
I would try and do a combination of both because I feel like the homeschool is good for the teaching, but you need that social interaction to learn how to like
Teach you
be-
common sense and
Yeah.
But do you
be
think
street smart.
do you think
Yeah.
do you think outside sports and outside curriculum can teach that instead of going into a public school where they'll teach them things you don't want them to teach them?
I don't know.
See, I've had this argument with the last girl I was with because we were like we're serious, and the girl I'm with now she's asked my opinion one day. She's like, "What do you think about like schools?" And I was like, "I'm a huge fan of homeschooling. I'm
Yeah.
a huge fan." From where it started to where it is now is night and day difference. The actual curriculums that are offered now are 100% different. the testing, the scores that you get out of homeschooled kids versus regular kids so they're in public school.
What about private school?
I was just gonna say that.
See, private school is most of the time religion based. Most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time it's religion based.
Those kids come out wild as fuck.
Yeah, like
Don't get me started with that shit. I mean, I can
Like-
tell you about some
Yeah.
people that I've dated.
I think
Do not even get me started with that shit, dude. And yes, you
That's-
are right.
That's where the left and right comes
Yeah.
from. Like, I think private schools are too far right, and I think public schools are too far left. I think, like, it sounds funny, but homeschooling and then getting them in, like, a boys and girls club, Scouts, which sounds dumb, like a sport by any means, like something where they can go and interact with kids without a whole lot of parents' supervision, right? With some, because they're still kids, but it's where, like, I think private school is too much to the right and public school is too far to the left. Like, homeschooling is perfect because now I can teach my kids my morals because I want them to be a culmination of mine and my potential wife's morals, right? I don't want them to be
But
the
I
teachers.
definitely agree. There needs to be that happy medium
Yeah.
for sure. Because kids that are just homeschooled and don't get any interaction, and they just are with their parents all the time.
Yeah.
Or
They're
you get-
weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Or you get the kids that are just going to school now, and they're just like way over here.
Yeah.
And on a completely different fucking level. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't think there's a
I don't think there's a
perfect answer
Yeah,
or
for sure.
perfect
Yeah.
solution.
Because a lot of people I know, like our friends, they homeschool their kids and shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like
And there's no way to argue with the actual statistics now because fucking homeschool kids are coming out smarter than public school kids because they have a more
but they're socially awkward.
yeah, they can be. I mean, it depends too, because like it sounds funny. When my brother moved in with me, my younger brother, you met him. I think you guys met him when he first kind of came around. A very awkward kid, right? And he was homeschooled majority of his life, but within the first like 4 months or 5 months of like making him hang out at the parties we used to throw at the house, or like making him come by the shop, or making him hang out with Paul and Tristan or all the guys, like. He learned how to like talk and be like an adult. Like it's the.
See, I mean, you just proved it right now.
I know, but that's where it's not that he went into school to do that. It's because I gave him outside sources other than the home to teach him those things. It's
Yeah,
in
I mean,
charge
you
of
gave them friends.
to a degree, but I didn't have to force him into a school that I don't believe in.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like I could find things that are extracurricular and still teach him the same social skills rather than him going into a place that I don't trust.
You gave them bad role models, Tristan
sure.
and Paul.
For sure.
hell yeah. But that's where you learn.
It is, yeah. It was one of those things like I think he learned more of how to like actually communicate in a man's environment, right, than he would have if he was in school.
But I mean, I think if you go back another layer, most parents will adjust their living situations to how they want to raise their kids, right?
Yeah.
Like they'll seek it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like if there's a school that I know of that fits like how I would want my children to be raised, I'm gonna fucking go there. I'm gonna figure out a way to get there.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure. And I think it's mostly California right now too. I
Yeah.
think a lot of those like podunk
That's
towns.
probably true.
Yeah, I think a lot of those like podunk towns or the places with really big populaces
Yeah.
that have a more left-leaning populace in general. Like I think those are ones where you kind of have to watch out. But I still think like if you have a fucking kid in the boonies in high school, they're probably still saying Pledge of Allegiance and they're probably still doing these
absolutely.
other things. Like
yeah.
but like my brother, my sister-in-law, her mom teaches at one of the schools out there in Tejas, and she has a kid in her class that identifies as a cat, and they brought
Fucking kid needs to get slapped.
just bear with me for a second. They brought the kid a fucking cat box to shit and piss in.
Oh, my God.
Swear to God.
In Texas?
Yes.
Hey, Alice in Texas?
Yes.
I take back my statement when I said about getting slapped. But
Dude, like
that's taking it too far, man.
it's just fucking unhealthy.
They let the kid shit and piss in a box.
Yes.
No
because he
fucking
believes
way.
he's a cat.
No fucking
I
way.
swear to God. I'll have her send me a picture.
I
when
mean,
she
his
gets to work
parents are
tomorrow.
probably liberal as fuck. I believe it.
Dude, like it's just what they allow
Yeah.
nowadays. Like it's that's one of those things. Like if I didn't ask the teacher in that high school that question, like, "Hey, is there a cat box in the fucking room?" Why do I have to ask that question?
But how do you think that the other kids like have to be around that though? Like like you're
Exactly
literally
my point.
You're literally placing discomfort to kids who actually want to be there and learn fucking
Yeah.
something.
It's backhanded brainwashing because now
Yeah.
you're making them think that this is fucking normal.
Yeah.
and it's not.
Absolutely, it's not. It's called mental health,
Hey,
which
Sam,
is
can I get a cat box for work?
You may not.
yeah. I was gonna say, can I get a shit box in my friggin' in my
Well, I mean,
workspace?
it goes back to what we deal with every day now too, like pronouns. Like if
Yeah.
you were all of a sudden like, no, I want to be called this and this,
Nah.
like we would have to do it, right? Or else you're gonna sue the fuck out of us because
Yeah, dude, it's
we
like-
don't want to
But
call
you
you
can't
she.
blanket. I mean, again, kind of just going back to also what you just asked about homeschooling versus public. I mean, I would opt to choose homeschooling because if my kid did have ADHD or something else or whatever, right? That's how I would base, their learning off of. Like, we are all on some fucking gnarly spectrum, right? Some of us left, right, whatever it may be. Up, down.
Yeah.
Up, down, down, left, right, left, right.
I'm definitely down.
BAAV select start. If you guys know what that was, cheers to you.
Cheat code.
Yep. But yeah, like that's how I would start.
Yeah.
Right. And even who goes to say that even when we were or when I was back in school, I'll just say because I'm a little bit older than you guys. Like,
Well, we're the same age, homie.
oh fuck, I forgot. My bad. 83.
Oh, you're older. Never mind.
Who goes to say that was even right?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think.
Wait, so how does this kid even know that he can identify as a cat? That's the crazy part.
Because what his parents taught him.
Yeah,
It's what his
Comes-
parents
comes
taught him.
from the
and then
home.
The shittiness
fucking
too is
so
that
wild.
it's the toxicity that comes from.
His parents probably shit in shit boxes at home.
Yeah, sure, that too.
I need to know more about that.
There has to be
Person-
more
that
information
per-
about
Yeah,
it.
the parents, yeah. I need to know more about their
info.
parents.
We'll talk about it next podcast.
Yeah,
for sure.
I need to know more about
Yeah,
their parents.
I'll get you guys
and
the
what the
whole.
fuck is
I'll get
going
you
on
guys the
with
whole
them.
fucking rundown.
Yeah.
But like, it's,
I mean, it's just like those fucking adults that wear costumes and fuck each other, but they don't really fuck each other. They wear
The
costumes.
furries?
Yeah,
Furries?
like,
That's different though. They're adults.
but still, imagine those adults having kids.
yeah, it's true.
You know what I'm
mean,
saying?
I think. I don't
Yeah,
know.
actually, I was
There's-
like, what do you make? What kind of point you're trying to make? But like that does make some
Those
sense.
people have kids, and
Yeah.
that's what it stems
is,
from.
It is different.
So,
like,
so are you saying that there's sexual, like, what is that called?
Preference?
Not preference. A sexual, like when
I
you
know what
have.
you're trying to
orientation?
say.
No, fuck. What is that word?
Fetish?
You know,
A fetish. That's it. Yeah.
yeah,
What?
it's a fetish,
Is-
and honestly,
yeah.
like that
Yeah.
kid was taught that.
Yeah.
that kid didn't want to be that or do that. That kid was taught that.
Yeah.
But it's funny too. This is a separate question for this original question for all of you. That I keep getting all these videos on Instagram about like how the gay community, gay, trans, fucking whatever fucking libtard shit you want to call it, right? That community, dumb. That community that you guys call yourselves. Why is it that every time I see these fucking people on some sort of podium, some sort of stand, some sort of fucking area to speak, they equate their oppression to like genocide of like Jews or the fucking oppression of black people, or they fucking believe that they are the most or the one of the most oppressed peoples that have ever existed in the entirety of the world because they are gay, because they are trans, because they are whatever.
Like, why are they trying to place themselves on that level?
Why are we as a fucking society accepting of that fucking comparison? Because they are not. And every time you see it, it's obviously it's the kind of inflammatory videos you see on Instagram, right? Where
Yeah.
it's like some fucking guy in a rainbow suit screaming, just
Free speech.
crying into a microphone, and that I get. But I was talking to Bree about this. I was like, sometimes I just fucking wish more people will get smacked in the fucking face. Like I think a solid fucking backhand to anybody who says some shit like that, like, stop.
I mean, I think there's a.
You're in California, they'll
I
sue the
th-
shit out of you.
I know, it's just
You know?
fucking frustrating.
I think it goes to say, like, what their upbringing is, right? A lot of that. I'm just gonna blanket it with that because I have brought that up in a sense of like Kate and I have like these really deep conversations about things, especially when we're on the road driving, and I've brought that up to her, and not like in a sense of like what's right or wrong, but I love her opinion on things because I always see like A, B, like I'm like a direct path, but she sees outside of that, and but no, like her example to me was, what do you like? You only see one side of it, and that's like their reaction, right? But there's more to it in the sense of, okay, well, what's their upbringing? Like, what trauma did they, like, it's trauma. At the end, let me just say, like, at the end of the day, like, what trauma have they been through? Like, we don't know that. And that's why sometimes when they are, like, all jittery in the sense of, like, what point they're trying to make, I appreciate people who are like, well, like genuinely asking them like, I guess a very intuitive question, right? But when they can't handle it, it's like, fuck, like I'm not trying to blanket this by saying like it's mental health and trauma, right? And that's just how they're dealing with it.
Where did that start though? Because it was not too long ago that trauma was just considered character. Like you just had character. You just had life experience and you went through some shit, and now you just were a well-developed person because you went through bad as well as good. It wasn't all trauma. You were just full of character. You just lived a life, and you may have got your
Being
ass
wise,
kicked.
right?
Yeah, like you may have
Wisdom.
got your you might have gotten your ass kicked.
It was when all these
or-
doctors started prescribing kids all these fucking drugs.
Dude, it's fucking nuts. Like at a certain point, like we've all at this table been through things that we necessarily wouldn't want to put in the world, and they're not exactly like stoked that we had to go through.
For sure.
Yeah.
But you don't see me going and try to fuck cat people. Like you don't.
Whatever
see
happened
me.
to what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Fucking seriously, get over it. Like I understand there are people who have horrible experiences in life that should never happen. I'm all for people getting help for that kind of shit.
This goes to JB. He has a tattoo on his back. It's the struggles that define us.
That too, sure. Yeah, it really honestly is. Like at a certain point, like you gotta fucking grow.
It's funny with Landing going to high school. His uncles a couple months ago were like, "Going to high school, like you haven't been jumped yet. Like you haven't been in a fight. Like
That shit builds character, dude.
no,
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
like
It's fucking character.
Yeah.
Fucking
And
beer runs.
Yeah,
get
everyone
fucking-
went now. They're like, no. That's a traumatic experience. We need to talk that through and figure out how we can make you okay.
Do you think it's a little bit of like less of what Raul was bringing up, like in the sense of like getting your ass beat or laughed at or like joked at, to being over coddled?
I think it is definitely a combination of people not backing their shit up anymore and actually fighting and actually talking shit and actually doing things that are kind of sketchy, as well as parentals, rather than throwing their kids into situations that are uncomfortable.
Put them behind this motherfucker, right?
Yeah, it's the
That's
anxiety
really what it
rectangle,
is.
dude. It's
Yeah.
like it literally is the anxiety rectangle. All you do is you look through it all fucking day. Like every time I look at my phone for more than 25 minutes, I'm like, God damn!
I'm starting to get there.
Fucking break.
I'm starting to
No.
get there in the sense of just like what
I
I'm
don't know
seeing.
how you fucking do it.
no. So
considering.
I always give my wife shit. She's on her phone a lot. She's probably not gonna watch this podcast anyway. So
Fucking Julian, dude.
she's on her phone a lot scrolling, and like literally when I'm on my phone for social media, literally 9 times out of 10 it's to like, I'm just trying to look for trendy stuff real quick. I'm just trying to engage real quick. I do the post stuff, like I get out of there. But like to me, freely to be scrolling is hardly ever. That's why a lot of my friends, and you included, like everybody, like so many of my friends send me videos and shit. Yeah, I look at them and I watch them, but I never hardly ever send my friends anything because I'm just like, I just don't want to fucking be in there, right? So like, your iPhone, it tells you screen times. Emma had fucking like 3 times the amount in a day screen times than I do, and this is my job.
Yeah.
And I told her, like, bro, this is my job, and you have way more daily screen time than me. Like, how is that possible?
Yeah.
And, I go in there for, like, work shit only. Like, I'm so sick of it that, like, I'm in there for work shit only, or, again, engagement, or I'm trying to, I have to find trendy shit. I have to find trendy sounds. I got to, what's new, like, I have to be in there, but I literally try to dip in and dip out, like, a lot of times fucking I'm not at home, like my phone is like on the fucking counter, like I just don't fucking.
Yeah, usually when I get home from work, I throw my phone on the counter and like I'll check it before I go to bed, or like if no one's texting me, like I don't have my phone on me at all.
Mine's like it's on my charger on my bed, and then it's fucking.
Yeah.
If I get a phone call, done.
This episode is brought to you by Powerbase. Guys, we use Powerbase Bluetooth speakers in the studio, the shop, the warehouse, and even on range days. The quality is amazing. They're engineered right here in the USA, established in 2001, and not only that, they manufacture their own products. We also use Powerbase in our company cars. The sound is amazing. Visit powerbaseusa.com. That's powerbaseusa.com, or hit the link in the description below.
I'll answer it, but after that, like that's about as far as it goes.
Yeah.
I'll fucking flip through Instagram if I get sent shit, and then I'm like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, what I'm sucked into is just Joe Rogan's fucking podcast. Like, no joke, that's my daily life. Like, driving to work, driving home, the kids practice. I just got the earphones on. I'm watching them practice, listening to Joe Rogan. Like, that's my only form of entertainment. Like, I love listening to all the fucking guests he has and stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a combination of the fucking phones and as well as like just
Kids don't go outside and play anymore.
that
Yeah,
too.
it's sad.
It's a parent thing too, because like it's just putting your kids into situations that are uncomfortable. And this is actually a good one. My brother won't watch this one, but like my brother's kid has a really hard time getting dirty in certain situations. Like if he gets dirt on him, he'll have a fucking breakdown, a mental breakdown. But my brother's really good about like just putting him in those situations. Not to be a dick, like he'll pick him up if he's just fucking way over it. Like he'll like, okay, this is enough. You've done your part. Like you're just pissed off. We're not learning anything now. But he puts him in those situations so he can be like, okay, this time it's not going to work, but next time it'll work a little bit better. And next time it'll work a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. It's because parents want to put in the fucking work. And they get pissed off anytime they fucking kids cry or kids get uncomfortable. They're like, I don't wanna. Sucks. I remember sitting at the dinner tables for fucking hours because I didn't want to eat my goddamn dinner.
Dude.
You can't leave until you finish your
Dude,
fucking peas.
yeah.
My
I would
fucking
fall
grandpa, I hated fucking corn, and I couldn't leave the fucking table. Till this fucking day, I hate corn fucking in a can.
That's
Like it
my
like
like.
And yeah, we fucking fall asleep. Corn in a can is fucking the worst. And yeah, you'd fucking fall asleep at the table because you couldn't fucking leave. And then finally, 2 hours later, your grandma's like, "Oh, here, okay, go ahead now." After you were fucking asleep at the fucking table, like
Yeah.
that's just
But yeah, there's no way nowadays. Like, well, now, like my brother was a great example of that. Like, that motherfucker wouldn't eat anything other than like, I'd ask him all the time when he first moved with me. I'd be like, hey, what do you want to eat, dude? He's like, I was thinking like chicken nuggets or cereal. I was like,
Hell yeah.
no,
That
first
is
of all,
the worst.
I was like, first of all, those two things don't exist in my home. What do you want to actually eat? Like, I'll go pick us up like food and like get actual food. We can go out to eat or like I'll make something. Like, what do you want to eat? Well, I usually just do chicken nuggets, and I'm like, cool. So I'm making steak and potatoes, and you're gonna eat it, and you're gonna enjoy it. Like you're like, okay, I don't, okay. Like,
But
you're just gonna do it.
You think it's because he was just so used to that being convenient to him that's
It's
like his
100%.
staple?
It's that's the whole point. Is that they're used to like, if I do this response, if I do this to get this response, I will win. If I do this, if I get uncomfortable, I will win the scenario.
So, here's something interesting. Similar to like your question about schools, what would you guys do different if you guys had like your first or second or children? You know what? And then maybe for you, Raul, what have you done different that your parents might have done with you in the sense of like upbringing or care or things like that?
I would move out of California. To be honest,
That's
if
my.
if I had a
that would be my first response
Yeah.
too.
It's just getting out of the toxicity of a place that's one, overpopulated,
Yep.
two, a little too. I hate to use this word, but like it's overstimulating living in California sometimes. Like
You're absolutely correct.
there's places where I'm like, even as like a grown man, I'm like, this is fucking too much for me. Like I need to fucking go.
Don't go to
home.
Hawaii then.
Like this is well outside my fucking ballpark. I'm like, I need quiet and a beer. Like I don't need to be here fucking listening to all this shit. And it's just like I've never been a big club guy. Still, I'm not a big club guy. I like dive bars and like simple little shit, but clubs never been my thing. It's just too many people, too much noise. Just I get a little fucking wonky. But yeah, move the fuck out of California into a place. It's not like I don't need a redneck town. I don't need a town of 1,000
sticks.
people. I need to move to fucking Juneau, Alaska. But I'm definitely probably gonna move to like Utah or like even Idaho with fucking Sick Boy.
What about you?
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. It's like kind of what he says. Like it's the environment. It's hard to like make a change when you're just surrounded by everything that's like not about that change. So you'd have to homeschool, you know, if you could afford that, and then just pick and choose what you put your child into. But most people can't do that because it's so fucking expensive just to live in California.
yeah.
Did your parents come here like because they're like sold this dream that here's California, here's LA, here are the opportunities, things like that?
My parents?
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
my
I can
dad-
tell you about that's what my parents.
My dad was
saw.
born and
Yeah.
raised in Orange
Yeah.
County.
My
damn.
parents were
My
born
mom
in
came
Hawaii. Yeah.
from Colombia and then married my dad.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom came from Colombia when she was in like in her early 20s, I think.
that-
Yeah.
cool.
So she was, of course, the fucking California American dream,
So is this where the submarine landed?
Those ones.
It was like cardboard box
Newport Beach.
submarine.
You see everyone get out and jump out and run out.
You know they have the sonar. It's just a dude in the back going. "Ding."
When you see that. I don't even want to get into it.
No, it's definitely. Well, my grandpa was fucking born here in fucking Paramount, baby. So
Nice.
yeah, we've been here
Sure.
a while.
Show me his papers.
Fucking American motherfucker. No, it's definitely. I can imagine now. Like 2015, so 9 years ago, we bought our house for $513, and like we thought that we were getting ripped off.
That was a deal of a lifetime.
And now
Never
our
find
house,
that again.
Yeah, our house is like worth $950 right now. Like we, we're already here and we have our kids, so like, yeah, we are like getting by, but we definitely can't move. We can't
Do
like.
you think you're integrated into this kind of lifestyle now, like, and they are as well?
Yeah, like it's like if I was in your guys' shoes, absolutely I'd have the same opinion. But the fact that like I was able to buy a house when I did, and we have our kids, and we did struggle when they were younger, like hardcore, like we fucking toughed it out, but same thing, like I was always a fucking hustler. That's why I worked full time 6 days a week at the grocery industry, and then I started my fucking company, and like I was hitting all the fucking trade shows and driving out of state to shows to fucking make extra money, to like pay for shit. So like I was always fucking hustling. So it was definitely hard at the beginning, and it still is a little bit hard, but I mean, things have gotten better now. I make more money. She's made more money. So it's kind of like, okay, but again, like I couldn't sell my house to move because I'd be fucked.
But are you still
Unless you're
instilling?
moving out of state or something.
Yeah, unless you move out of state. But like I have a big family here. She has a big family here. Like that's just,
Your support.
I think that's kind of the
Yeah.
beauty too, because like I have my brother and my sister. That's what let's like what's out here, and then everything else is like fucking I don't really give a shit. Like I see my
Yeah.
older brother once a year, twice a year, and my dad maybe once every 5 years.
So raising your kids here now, like what are you doing differently than how your parents brought you up? Or are you still keeping those same principles? I mean, the principles that you were raised off of seem to be like they work for you.
yeah.
So are they still being instilled in your kids? Do you know what I mean? Or would you do something different?
No, I think the one thing, well, remember everybody's upbringing was kind of different.
Yeah.
But I think I was raised a little too harsh of like the fucking spankings and
Yeah.
the fucking like all
Yeah.
that shit. So like I've definitely eased back on that shit like tenfold. But the one thing I do is like my parents and grandparents, like they were never involved in shit.
Yeah.
And we're like involved in shit with our kids, like sports and all that shit.
You
Like
make your kids do sports, right?
yeah, and like when I was a
That's
kid,
huge.
I was
For
in
sure.
sports because I wanted to do it. Like I signed myself up. Like my parents never came to my fucking
It's
games
crazy.
or nothing.
That's how I was too.
Like
yeah.
my dad's never been to my shit in high school. Fucking when I played little league baseball, like never. Like I fucking, my friends' parents like signed me up,
Dude.
and fucking like I did it because I wanted to, and it just sucked knowing that my parents were never there. So that's why with my kids now, I mean, you guys know, like I fucking Liam. So my youngest boy's practice is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I gotta like hurry up, go pick up my oldest boy, and then fucking go take him to practice, and like. My little boy watches that I'm watching him.
Yeah.
And, like, to me, that's fucking amazing because, like, when his practice is done, like, we talk about it. He's like, oh, did you see that hit, Dad? Yeah, I fucking seen it. Like, hell yeah, good job. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that goes fucking a long way. And then with my oldest boy right now, like, his games are on Thursdays. And, now, he's practicing during the week, so I don't have to be there because he's at high school now.
Yep.
But when, last year when he was in All-American, like, I'd be there at his practices and his games. And, like, we definitely like we're fucking there, so our kids feel like, oh, our parents appreciate us, we're here, we do shit. So that's the thing. We're strict. I'm super strict, but I still try to be like a part of their daily lives and
Yeah,
what they're
you're
doing.
present.
And yeah,
You're
100%.
definitely present.
Me and my boys were like, old boys going to the gym together. Like fucking never went to the gym. My dad, what the fuck? You
Yeah.
know, like. We're working out, like I'm definitely just trying to do as much as I can with them from my like busy schedule, you know, like yeah, my fucking week is just wild aside from fucking work.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
I think the thing that you're enriching your kids with is that being present, right? Because to me, it sounded like the things were not accessible to you unless you placed yourself there. But you know, you saw the enjoyment and the fulfillment that you got personally for being in those events, right? But
Yeah.
the thing that kind of like was amiss is that your parents weren't there.
Yeah,
You know what I
for
mean?
sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Parents weren't there. And then,
Yeah.
you know, my mom was like super fucking. I remember, man, the one thing that hit me when I was like in 4th grade, and like, I'll never forget this. My wife knows it. Like, 4th grade is when I realized we were poor. And I didn't realize we were poor. You know, no kid really knows you're
Yeah.
poor
Yeah.
until like they did like back in the day they used to do like the canned food drive. So you know, I come home from school and I tell my mom like, oh, you know, we got to take canned foods like blah blah for the kids who can't eat. You know, and I'm like looking in our cabinets, we probably have like 5-6 cans of food, and she was like, well, just put our initials on there because they're gonna come back to us. And I was like, what the fuck? And then like I'm like going to school the next day, I was like, put our initials on them, and then I was like, oh, like we're fucking poor, because like I took the last of the cans we had in our fucking cabinet, and I was like, we're fucking poor.
Damn.
Like holy shit. Like 4th grade, and I was like, never want to do this fucking, never want to live this way ever.
Yeah.
And then when I turned 14, I got my first job fucking working under the table at a little pizza place right here in fucking Garden Grove. My friend, he was Arabic. They had an Arabic pizza spot. And I was like, I need money, dude. I was like, I know I'm 14. He's like, yeah, my dad will let you work under the table. And I was like, fuck it. Freshman year, like after fucking class, go fucking work till like 10, 11 at night. Yeah, I've been hustling since 14 years old, dude. I've never not had a job since 14.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
'Cause that goes back to my point about the fucking trauma versus character thing. You know, like some people will be like, "Oh, my dad was never there," which means I just can't
Poor
handle
me.
it. Yeah, it's just trauma versus character.
Yeah.
It's just I mean, look at my fucking younger sister. You know, it's like we grew up in a very similar fucking lifestyle, and she turned into a fucking meth addict, and I just kind of did my thing. It's just same exact upbringing, pretty much. Like 99% of our experiences were the same up until high school, and then fucking, you know, just kind of flew off the path because it went to, rather than being like, oh fuck, because I chose my lessons well. Like I saw like more shit about like my stepdad beat my mom and fucking her going through all these fucking phases of just being kind of a battered housewife, you know, and going through those kinds of things and being like, man, I'll never do that. It wasn't like, oh, that's how you
conceptualize it differently. or
yeah,
what's the
you
word?
just kind of have to like think of yeah, you change your fucking view on it, and you just go like, man, that's exactly what I will never do. Like I will never be that fucking person. I'll never be that guy. I know I fucking hate him, but just because I hate him doesn't mean I gotta fucking ruin my life. I just want to know that I will never be him, and I'll work not to be that. You know, that kind of
Yeah.
It's just how you adapt to those situations, and a lot of it's not smarts, but I think a lot of it is like brain power. I think a lot of it kind of comes from like your own desire to do things, you know, and
definitely.
desire to make positives out of your negative environment. I was a pretty happy kid because I was
Yeah.
really good at being like, fuck it, whatever, you know. It is what it is. Same with high school. You're kind of just like, you know, it's like, fuck it, you know, shit sucks. Same thing. We're poor,
Yeah.
but you know, you just kind of get over it. You know, just make do.
I can't ever think of a time like back in high school where I worried about money in that sense. And I didn't come from money, by the way. I worried about like,
You don't say.
yeah, like
Not a
literally,
lot
like,
of money on rice patties.
nope. Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. But,
I was just curious.
yeah, but no, like I fucking, you're such a dick, fucking dickless. Freaking, but no, I don't think I ever worried about that. I think I just worried about where I place myself in the sense of if I'm having fun or you know, like
Yeah.
that's all I
Yeah.
really worried
That's
about.
what a
I was
kid-
thinking about
you know what I mean?
when I was younger. It's like,
Yeah.
was I poor or not? Like,
Yeah.
I
I
couldn't
think I was
think
just
of
too
a time.
stupid to
Yeah.
realize if I was poor. Or
Well,
not.
no, I think I was just fucking having fun, too
Like-
horny, wanted to
Which
get
is,
high,
which
get
is really
drunk.
what a kid should do. You
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
should be focused on
Yeah.
like. It is good to have a job and have like experience about being like working for your own
Yeah.
take, right? Like, but you really should be focused on as a kid having fun, doing sports, making friends,
Yeah.
you know, experiencing things.
I think my
and-
parents did a good enough job because my parents separated when I was pretty young, like probably 4 or 5. So I lived with my mom most of my life, and I think my parents did a good enough job to make me not have to worry about money. They were probably, looking back, like they were probably struggling. For
Oh yeah,
sure.
absolutely. But they closed. My parents closed that
Yeah.
door.
Yeah, they
for
didn't
me
like
seeing that.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like I wasn't well off for sure, but like I never worried about like money or food or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They did a good enough job to shelter me from that.
But then once I fucking got out of school and then got my first real career,
Yeah.
like I fucking was like, okay, well now I have this shit. I want to enjoy it with my friends, and I
Yeah.
fucking, dude, I made too much money like coming out of college, and I just fucking pissed it away with my friends.
Justin and
Do you know
Mike
what I
have
mean?
that kind of same conversation all the time. They're like,
Yeah.
yeah, when we were young, we were in because they were in the
Mortgage.
the mortgage
Yeah.
business, right? They were like, we used to make so much money, we'd go to a party weekend and literally piss our entire week's worth of pay away.
I
And
was-
I'm like, that's fuck. Like, to me, a guy who's like done nothing but work to make sure I can survive. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's fucking insane.
Yeah. I mean,
to,
I was-
to conceptualize that.
Yeah.
You know?
I was living, dude, like solo in like your mid to early 20s. Like and I worked in the same industry. I did title insurance out of school, and it's really similar to like we were the people who were fucking catering to those dickheads that sold mortgages or whatever. But yeah, we were making the same type of money not as much. But yeah, I couldn't fucking but now I look back and I'm like, fuck, I had a blast, right? I got to enjoy myself and do the things I want, drive the cars I want. I'm a huge car guy, by the way.
Crashing car guy.
and crashing cars.
You're a huge bumper car guy.
Dude, fucking that too. Fucking crashed my car last night too. That's another story. But yeah, no, like I'm grateful for that. But now that I'm also responsible for Kate, and her, right, and making sure she has a roof over her head and food, and like my priorities have shifted massively.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it sucks because it took like such a fucking long time for me to get out of that mindset. But yeah, dude, it's in and with everything else going on in the fucking world. But yeah, back to that, like I never had to worry about that kind of shit like in high school, and that's the type of shit that you shouldn't have to worry about. And I think parents or no parent, like you should be focusing on getting roughed up.
When did you get your first job?
Do you remember the Tyler Mall?
Yeah.
You remember that store, Beach Access? Fucking, that was my first store. Or
I got my
job.
first
16.
real job, 16. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been working since I was 16.
Work permits, man.
I always worked like weekends doing like side jobs and shit with my dad, probably since I was like 13, 14, doing work like that.
Do people still get jobs in high school? Like, can you still? I mean, is that even a thing? But do
Yeah, it
people
is.
are doing that? Or I mean,
Yeah.
are people doing that? Is what
Yeah.
I'm asking.
Yeah.
It's a thing still.
It is cool. I mean, I feel like it's not a thing. Do you know what I mean?
It's interesting because it's like it's so I see it all the time. I'm sure you guys see it all the time too. Where like everywhere I go nowadays, it just seems understaffed. No matter where I go, every grocery store, every 7-Eleven, every Starbucks, wherever the fuck you go, it always seems understaffed because they're not stocking it with fucking teenagers anymore. It's like all art degree majors that like want to make $40 an hour making coffee for me.
Can't rely on these kids nowadays.
It sucks because like I'm clumped into a generation of people that fucking just
Kids
kinda
want to stay
suck.
home and be
Yeah.
influencers.
But
You
even
know what's crazy is the McDonald's on Beach right there by my house. They just fucking tore it all down, remodeled it. Fucking robotic
fucking
ordering
touchscreens, right?
machines
Yeah.
now.
the only
There was,
people
like-
working are giving you your food, right?
Yeah, there was like 2 people fucking in there, and I was like, there you go. You motherfuckers wanted crazy raises, so it's going to cost them way less to just remodel that bitch.
Yeah,
And
look at Bezos, dude. Look at him fucking tearing down Amazon. Just fucking building fully electronic packing districts or packing areas. You know, it's like I don't know what they expected. They're like, yeah, I want to work at Amazon and pack boxes for $40 an hour. It's like, okay, well, I'll pay a robot nothing to do that for free.
yeah.
So I'll do that instead of pay you.
Yeah, in the
your
long
health
term,
insurance.
it's a lot. They'll save a lot of money, and
But
headache.
It's killing jobs, which sucks. But like, it's one of those things too, where it's just if you die, you die. I don't know what to tell you. If you can't figure out how to either get a skill make a product or find a job somewhere where you can just exist, then I don't know what good you are to a lot of the public, right? Like you should be to some degree adding to the world rather than just taking from it.
You know what's crazy is RFK, he was on the Now Boys podcast, and he said out of all the homeless people in the United States, 50% are in California.
Fuck.
L.A. County.
God damn.
Yeah.
Do you see what they're? But I love that you brought this up, by the way. But I'm now the only thing I see is like them trying to put like L.A. County trying to put effort into cleaning up,
Oh yeah.
like just magically.
Yeah, because they're
at the
losing
Olympics and they're losing
Yeah.
everything.
They're losing so many people per year that I don't know if they understand. Like, oh yeah, it's not going to fix things. It's actually going to make things really a lot worse. Like people are just, it's a mass exodus out of California. Like nobody wants to be here anymore because it's just fucking shitty.
Because no one's doing anything.
It's just everything's expensive. Streets are too crowded. Everyone's stacked on top of each other. The beaches are full of fucking idiots all goddamn day long. You know, like when I was in high school, I don't think I remember a single day where Huntington Beach was like packed full of actual shitheads. You'd get it was a joke of like the 909ers that would cruise into town. Just fucking dickbags that would just kind
That
of.
was us.
That was
Yeah.
us, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Fucking river rats.
Dude, that
Fucking
was,
You
95
people.
fun, dog.
and it was funny because I came from the IE, so I was like, oh, they're just like regular people, you know? So like I was like, oh, fuck, I don't
Talk
give a
to your
shit.
own kind like that,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
But it was the running joke in Huntington where it's like, yeah, the fucking 909ers is gonna come during July and August, and I'm like, yeah, it's whatever. But it was never to the point now where like, dude, there's a fight downtown every other hour, pretty much. Like everybody and their mother hates each other now. It's so swamped with people.
But how do we?
There's
how
no
does that?
fix. There's no fix. Absolutely not.
There's no fix.
Absolutely not. There's no fix. There's absolutely
That's-
no fix until we start telling people you cannot have fucking 7 kids in one household. And China's got the exact opposite problem.
Well,
they're
but-
going down. They're going downhill.
But same thing, and so are we. They were saying the other statistic was 50% of young adults are not even having sex because they're into the fucking video games and all that shit.
And a lot of married couples now aren't having kids
Yeah.
because there's no one. They either can't afford it or they don't want to because the American dream is no longer. I want to raise my young, have my name be spread down the lineage. Like I like that. Like it's I need to money grab as much as I can so I can live comfortably and then I can die.
And you're absolutely correct. I mean, like Kate and I, we're like newly married. And when we talk about kids, or when we don't sit there and have like in-depth conversations about it.
Real quick, funny
Yeah.
question: was she mail order or were you mail order?
She was.
All right, okay. Let's make it sure.
But yeah, no, I guess the conversation is like, can we do it? Like, is it like,
can you afford it? Is it
Yeah.
feasible?
yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's a tough question. Too.
yeah, it's
I will say, though, having 3 kids now, like, you're never going to be able to afford it.
yeah, that's whatever.
And it fucking works out.
just do it.
Yeah, and that's an argument for it's a good point for the argument too. But like, I don't know. There's days where I'm like, fuck, I don't know if I can afford to. Like, I feed my brother as it sits right now, and he's a teenager, and he's like almost my size. I don't know if I could go feeding a motherfucker my size.
Yeah,
as
well, I
well
mean,
as
that's
myself.
down the road. But if you
Yeah.
think about now, if you really look at, like, all the shit you buy,
Yeah,
all your optics and all your lights and all, like,
Yeah.
it would just be less money for that shit that you just find a way.
Yeah.
You just find a way. I was never ready. I was ready for Landon, my first one. Like, I was stoked. I wanted a kid. I was 25. I was like, I want a fucking kid. Got my wife pregnant. Like, yeah, let's fucking do this. And then my second one, I was scared shitless, and I was like, oh, I don't know about this. Can we do a second one? And I was scared shitless, and then you just forget about it, and it works out. And then with our third one, we had just gotten our house, and I was just like, all right, fuck it, this is our last one. And you stress about it at first, but it's just one of those things where you spend money on stupid shit right now that you don't even realize, and then when you have a kid, you just okay, cool, well, it's
It all shifts.
yeah, it all shifts, and
Yeah.
it fucking works out.
yeah.
It's hard though. Like just making.
Oh yeah,
a
Kevin's
budget
got
for
a
that.
kid.
Yeah,
Kevin's
yeah,
got a
man.
young kid.
It's difficult to like plan for stuff because like this morning I just had to have my wife take him to urgent care and drop $100 just because he got a Lego stuck in his nose. how the hell am I supposed to be like, I'm gonna plan for this aside from actually setting money aside? Like, I'm not gonna wake up one morning and be like, I think he's gonna put a Lego in his nose, so I'm gonna make sure that like I don't buy this optic today.
Yeah.
Like he's
It's
the chaos.
it's
you know?
definitely tough, and I think it sucks too because like the actual, I don't know. If I were to think about it now,
How far up his nose was this Lego?
It,
And who was watching him?
my wife. I swear to God. It was far enough
it was
where we
you,
could
wasn't
see
it? You were
No.
watching him.
No, like genuinely, it wasn't me. But like,
It happens, dude.
he has his dad stupid.
Yeah, well, could be worse.
Well, I'm sure he's never going to do that again, right?
Yeah.
You don't own a pair of like.
Let's hope not.
You don't own a pair of like needle nose pliers.
I do, but I can't
Needle
get a
pliers.
3-year-old to sit
Yeah.
still for the needle nose
Jesus
pliers.
Christ, I would have fucking freaked the fuck out if that was me. And that's
I was wrestling him into the night trying to get this Lego out of his nose, and then I just had to give up.
Yeah.
fuck.
So it happened last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, he meant. Oh yeah.
He slept with a Lego in his nose.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Really? You didn't tell me that?
Well, I told you to get it out. It's not there anymore, according to the doctor. So he
Yeah.
either swallowed
Probably
it or
breathed it
came out
in.
the other side.
Oh wait, it never came out.
It came out. It's not there anymore. They said
They didn't. They
more than
didn't
likely
extract
swallowed
it. Yeah, they didn't extract it. He somehow got rid of it.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen him since last night. So
This is a G, dude.
Hell yeah.
Well,
Are
Sorry.
you gonna check
I'll-
his? Are you gonna check his poop?
I
I'm
would.
gonna have to. It's not gonna be fun. This
Get a
is
doctor
the fun
stool
part
sample.
about being a dad.
Yeah.
His middle name is Danger for a reason.
Yeah. What's that? What kind of Lego was it? What kind of?
I wanted to know that too.
What kind of dimensions?
So
are we
now
looking
you're
at?
missing a piece to your Lego set.
Yeah.
Now he's missing a piece to his Lego set. He doesn't come around my Legos. Come on.
Crazy.
Oh, it's his Legos, not yours.
All right, let's wrap this up. But I got one question for all of us. If you were to be able to have one celebrity on the podcast, who would it be?
In any industry.
Any, yeah.
God, that's a great question.
That's a broad question.
Not broad. It's direct. What celebrity?
God, that's
Any famous person. Who would you want to have on the podcast?
that is a good question.
Define famous.
Yeah.
World famous.
Like just known. Like
Yeah, whatever. Known, famous,
If I looked him up,
whatever.
he'd come up on the internet.
yeah, he or she
Yeah.
or them or they. Just kidding.
Don't you dare.
I want that cat kid from Texas.
Fucking litter box right here.
We'll get him a cat tree instead of a chair.
Hell
I
yeah.
need a fucking cease and desist in the mail from this podcast talking about some fucking kid in his litter box.
Fuck him, dude. You're gonna be weird. Fucking get people to talk about your weird shit.
He'll be on
Get over
Oprah
it.
in like a year.
Good.
That's a
Famous.
fucking great question.
Yeah, I don't know. That's because I'm into like so many different, not so many different things, but
I would get like, you guys gonna make fun of me for it.
I will for
I'd bring Taylor Swift on. Not because of like her, but just to fucking get in that noggin and see what
think
she's
she's
thinking
part
about.
of the Illuminati.
I don't know, but I'd love to know if she is. You know what I
She
mean?
would never tell you.
I mean,
She'd have to kill you.
So, all things like on the table, right? Like this person's telling us everything out, like airing their dirty laundry, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, whatever. But you
Or whatever we can get
be
out
able
of
to
them.
yeah,
Yeah.
whatever we can get out of
Fuck
them.
yeah, her.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
So Chinese of you.
There's a
I don't even listen to her music.
there's a fucking there's two people that come to mind. I would love to get the dude who fucking escaped Scientology. He wrote a book.
What's the
about
lead singer's name of Creed?
it. Scott Stapp.
You'd probably have that fucker come on.
Sure, yeah, yeah. So the dude that left Scientology, and like, it's such an interesting story. But I'd love to like having. Like, I'll find his name. I'll put him up. But either him or what's that guy's name? Craighead. It's his pseudonym. It's his like made up name. The guy who fucking just took out that brothel of fucking whatchamacallits, like pirates or fucking abductors. He like went into a brothel by himself and just fucking murked a whole team of Somalis.
Oh no, I didn't hear about
No way.
I gotta hear this story. That
Yeah,
sounds
I'll see if I can find it. We'll talk about it next one. I'll give you guys the rundown of Craig's head. He's fucking intense. He basically like hid it up in the middle of the fucking street because he had it in his trunk. Threw on his kit, threw his balaclava, put his rifle on, just fucking went and just kicked the door in, fucking started killing motherfuckers that were inside that were fucking trying to traffic and hostage people.
Dude.
Didn't give a fuck. He just went in, started throwing flashbangs, just fucking ding, ding, ding. Killed some pirates and called it a day, walked out.
So, a little side note: did you know that? So there's a, I guess in Russia somewhere, they're chartering millionaires or billionaires to go and hunt down pirates.
I don't know if that's
really?
true.
I saw it.
You saw
But-
That
it?
allegedly, these fucking
Rich
buku
yeah.
billionaire trillionaires, like they're paying for a fucking experience to go on a yacht and
Try to
go-
get abducted.
They're going out there and then trying to get abducted by the pirates, and then once the pirates come up, they got all these crazy fucking guns that they're just fucking mashing them. I don't know, like that
Sounds
sounds
a little bit too good to be true,
It
right?
does
When I saw
sound
that shit,
too
yeah.
good.
It
to
sounds
be
like
true.
Russia's pushing out some propaganda
Yeah.
thing and start abducting Americans.
Yeah.
Billionaires.
Trying to fucking lure us into their fucking country and shit.
Yeah.
I think it's Christian Craighead. I think that's his name, if I remember correctly. But yeah, that's the guy I would like to come out.
Ragu.
Gosh, I don't know. I'm into war stuff, like, but I don't know anybody that's famous. I think,
Like Tim Kennedy or
Joe Rogan.
yeah,
You don't
like,
want Joe Rogan?
I mean, Joe Rogan's really smart, but I feel like I already know him already.
Sorry, your best friend?
Tim Kennedy would be cool. Mike Glover would be a fucking great
Yeah,
guest.
that's what I was gonna say. Mike Glover,
Andy
like,
Stump would be a great guest. He has a
like
podcast.
someone like that's seen some real shit, and like that's why they are the way they are now. You know?
I like to bring. I mean, my whole pick is like I want to. I'm completely
Yeah.
against.
No, yeah,
right? So
yeah.
let me
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
it. Right.
Yeah.
So just to
I
throw
like
it
I
out
like
there.
like-minded people. I understand that
Yeah.
you're kind of a Taylor. You're a
Yeah.
Swiftie, but it's all right.
You want to talk about Naruto and shit?
Yeah.
Drink bobas.
Charles?
Told you, the fucking cat kid.
Cat Kid. Okay, yeah.
That's really yours.
Oh, he's not famous.
Sticking
he's
with
not
Cat
famous.
Kid. He's gonna be after this
famous,
podcast.
But for real though, who would you pick?
Nah, I really have no fucking clue. That's a good question. There's no one I'm like that I could think of off the top of my head right now that I'm
Dead or alive?
that interested.
No,
in,
it has to be
you know?
alive now that you
Yeah,
could
obviously,
you could bring
Chris.
on.
God, just trying to help my boy out, dog. Just trying to give him some options.
All famous people are fucking lizard people anyway, so they're not even real.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
Biggie.
They're all changelings.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that.
He's technically alive. He's on the island. He's with
Yeah.
Tupac.
Yeah, and Elvis Presley,
Damn
Kurt
right.
Cobain,
Osama bin Laden.
Janis Joplin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, there we go. That's it. That's a wrap. Episode 28. Just
Yeah.
us.
A lot of bullshitting.
Kevin's got the camera on. Nobody.
Nothing. Yeah. Good
Not
work.
on just us. No guests.
Cool.
No guests.
Can I go sit over there?
All
Yeah.
right.
Come
Yeah.
on.
No, somebody's got to man the cameras. What are you doing?
Once you hit stop recording, come sit over here.
You guys will never see Kevin.
Yeah.
Never.
Peace.
His voice.
Bye, guys.
Later.